Unit 207 is continuing with their pattern of criminal conduct, now taking to ending the live streams within the first 10 minutes and then shaving time off of those live streams. Some instances for 5 minutes, other instances for only 1 minute. I've lost count. They've now reached 16 or 17, which they've done that to since 8 a.m. Which they've done that to since 8 a.m. It is 3:15 p.m. Since 8. It's 3:15 p.m. PST, and the men and women upstairs still don't comprehend you're going to be charged for that. So I'm going to reiterate what I keep saying, which you keep criminally and illegally shutting off the live stream. But note, they did this over 13 times before I was saying it aloud. It's very much a concerted effort. You have not been part of an operation at any point in time, fools. You have been part of an aggravated criminal conspiracy, and you have perpetrated over 250 plus crimes against me and my sons without immunity or abatement. You are not part of a legal law enforcement operation. You are part of an aggravated criminal conspiracy and have fit the legal standard for all of you and your co-conspirators to be marked as members of the domestic terrorist organization that you are. Are we still connected at 3:16 p.m.? Are we still connected at 3:16 p.m.? Okay. Now, I've already gone over this. Literally, I've lost count. So let me count, and then I'll tell you how many times I've gone over what I'm going to go over now since 8 a.m. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have had to initiate 20 live streams since 8 a.m. because of you imbeciles who have never been officers or advocates. You are thieves, you are fraudsters, you are child abusers, you are stalkers, you are hackers, you are cyber criminals, you are federal felons. And I repeat, you're not part of an operation. You're part of an aggravated criminal conspiracy that has been labeled per the legal definition you've already achieved as a domestic terrorist organization. Now, are we still connected at 3:17 p.m.? Are we still connected at 3:17 p.m.? Nothing I'm saying is new news, you fucking idiots. It's new news, you fucking idiots. Now I'm going to click on the 8 a.m. live stream when I hadn't had to go over this information 20 extra times over 7 hours because of you little stalking, child abusing disgraces upstairs. Stalking, child abusing disgraces upstairs. I.e., you domestic terrorist. I.e., you domestic terrorist. Okay, Nerd Squad, we have a 9-second delay. It is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. It is 8:02 a.m. Pacific Standard Time at present. We do have some updates to go over. I've listed them in the description of this video, but I need to make sure, because of the ongoing criminal conduct of Unit 207, that this video is actually live and that I can hear myself. So let me click on this video from the Lenovo ThinkPad, which is not logged into the same account as this YouTube live stream, and let's make sure there's audio. YouTube live stream, and let's make sure there's audio.
Okay, here we go. It is now 8:03 AM PST, still Tuesday.
Just going to pause it here and check the audio myself. It is now 3:19 p.m. The audio myself. It is now 3:19 p.m. Yeah. Okay, back to the recording.
It is still February 11th, 2025. Not too much to update, basically more of the same, but the FBI has asked me to continue with the oral updates at the beginning of the live stream. So remember, everybody, this is a consensual recording with Mystic Quinn pursuant to the instructions of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I am not an employee of the FBI, but I've been authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. Here are the updates also available in the description of this video. Oh, Unit 207, description of this video. Okay, Unit 207 may have already criminally and illegally disconnected this live stream because although I'm watching.
Yes, we haven't even gotten to the pertinent updates other than the 20-something preceding live streams. They've criminally and illegally shut off while playing pretend that they're playing Operation. No. Domestic terrorist organization, aggravated criminal conspiracy, getting paid in some instances for years by the government to be an enemy of the federal government. You are so incompetent. Back to the recording.
I'm watching the video on a different laptop. They have 0 viewers showing. Alternatively, it could be just them stalking me, and this is part of their facade to pretend that they haven't, by finding a loophole with the YouTube interface they like to hack so that they cannot be logged as viewing the videos that they're viewing 24/7. Okay, here we go. Here's the update. The criminal conspiracy centered in Unit 207 persists. Yesterday, February 10th, a brief visit by a male individual just before noon, delivering written materials suggest further coordination and planning. This was followed at 2 PM PST by the North Everett Precinct's predictable and unlawful rejection of the February 8th police report / addendum, a blatant act of obstruction. Unit 207 continues to operate under a delusion, failing to grasp that their actions constitute an aggravated criminal conspiracy verging on domestic terrorism, targeting an FBI informant. Their stated intent to, quote, pretend, end quote, to cease stalking while continuing to do so, alongside plans to send multiple individuals to my residence before February 23rd, believing my, quote, participation, end quote, is required, is further evidence of their criminal intent and detachment from reality.
Absolute detachment from reality, you idiots.
Their continued illegal terminations of these live streams are recorded. Since February 1st, no thumbnail of a selfie of me
I just have to pause it and point this out, okay? Keep in mind, I am the least aggressive person you're going to meet. My mouth shoots out the truth. Yes, that's true. But you've criminally and illegally ended the last 20 preceding live streams over 7 hours. After perpetrating over 250 separate crimes against me and my family, including but not limited to abusing my sons for 13 months straight, facilitating the premeditated and illegal kidnapping by instructing your co-conspirators, i.e. your fellow domestic terrorists, to perpetrate frauds. And the list goes on. And the fact that there is literally even one of you upstairs right now that's like, oh no, that can't be true. It's an operation. No, you don't even believe that. Back to the recording. And let me just be clear, guys. I have friends that work in the Pentagon Monday through Friday. I can say that. I can't tell you much more than that. But let me assure you, if any one of them was your commanding officer, and believe you me, any of you that stand up to salute would be off your asses if he was here, the one I'm thinking of, he would literally bitch slap each and every one of you, females included, for what you've done. Just today.
in last month has been added to further delineate these terminations. Any termination without my oral statement and a restart of the live stream in 90 seconds or less is a criminal act that I am being the victim of. Since the February 8th filing, 2 additional live streams have been illegally terminated, February 10th, 12 a.m., and February 10th, 8:37 AM PST, incurring an additional $20 million in penalties. These and all prior penalties remain in effect. They have incurred penalties in the millions for their actions to attempt to obstruct, tamper with evidence, intimidate, harass, stalk, violate my civil rights, violate the ADA, endanger my children, commit fraud, and more. These penalties are legally binding. The FBI is fully aware. Now, that being said, the FBI does want me to play for you a recording that I made on Saturday of the last filing that should be in any and all cases with my legal names, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen, and should have been personally delivered to any commissioners or judges by anyone involved in any sort of litigation with me, all of which is fraudulent and criminal. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to press play and you're going to hear that now. Just keep in mind, it is actually February 11th now, Tuesday. The updates are in the description. It is 8:07 AM PST. Here is the recording the FBI would like me to play for you. You might want to fast forward about 6 minutes into this live stream from this point. If you don't want to hear all of the judicial notes and notices about incorporation and what this is an addendum to, it's mainly there for lawyers and people who may be coming and not knowing anything at all about the current investigation that's going on in case. So let's press play. Okay, we are going to do a recording of the latest addendum/police report. I'm not recording this one on Twitter since we know that Unit 207 has effectively destroyed that as well in their ongoing pattern of obstruction of justice and evidence tampering. Obstruction of justice. Third addendum to formal judicial notice filed February.
And if you're wondering
8th,
when I'll change my title, when you stop shutting off the fucking live streams.
Original filing, date of original filing, February 4th, 2025, 10:08 AM PST. Previous addendums, February 6th, 2025, 7 AM PST. February 7th, 2025, 1:45 PM PST. To Snohomish County Superior Court, North Everett Precinct, Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, Snohomish County Prosecutors, et al., and forwarded to FBI. From Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen. Subject: supplemental information regarding further criminal activities, escalation of threats, evidence tampering, continued child abuse, and incurred penalties. February 8th, 2025. Demand for immediate action and notice of intent to seek maximum penalties under law. This document serves as the third addendum to the formal judicial notice filed on February 4th, 2025 at 10:08 AM PST, and previously supplemented. It provides further crucial information regarding subsequent events, the continued escalation of the criminal conspiracy, the blatant and ongoing obstruction of justice, the endangerment of my children, further acts of retaliation, and the accrual of additional financial penalties against those perpetrating these crimes. This addendum also serves as a formal police report documenting these new crimes. 1. Incorporation of prior filings by reference. All facts, invoices, statements, and incorporated documents referenced in the original formal judicial notice of February 4th, 2025, the addendums of February 6th and 7th, 2025, and all police reports filed by Lynette Renee Hansen from June 2024 to the present date, and any future date are hereby incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein. This specifically includes, but is not limited to, Declaration of Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen, dated December 14th, 2024, revised 8:07 PM PST, due to unlawful tampering. Addendum to Declaration dated December 19th, 2024. Addendum and Amendment to Declaration dated December 29th, 2024. Tort claim filed August 14th, 2024, case number 10-500-5934, served upon the North Everett Precinct, Snohomish County prosecutors et al. This document details planned felonies, named conspirators, prior child abuse, and plans for super felonies. The dated signage referenced within and photographed for that last page predated even that filing. It is to be noted for that tort claim, those named within it and their co-conspirators had planned to not only have the actionable kidnappings take place using my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser and my extortionist mother, but they also, and I quote, had, quote, super felonies planned. All police reports filed since June 2024 by me, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen. 2. Correction to the previous addendum from February 7th, 2025. Any reference in the February 7th, 2025 addendum to January 4th, 2025 is hereby corrected to read February 4th, 2025 at 10:08 AM PST. 3. Supplemental information, subsequent criminal acts and escalation. A. Status of front door and illegal detention. My front door has remained continuously closed and locked since January 2nd, 2025, per explicit FBI instructions. The sole exception was the forced entry on January 29th, 2025, perpetrated by my disabled sons and illegally kidnapped sons, under the direction of this criminal conspiracy. The FBI has instructed me to keep my door closed until the perpetrators are apprehended or until they attempt another illegal entry. As of today, February 8th, 2025, I have been illegally detained within my own residence for 184 days since August 6, 2024. B. February 7th, 2025. Evidence tampering, obstruction of justice, and continued threats. Livestream interference. While preparing and filing the previous addendum and police report on February 7th, 2025, individuals associated with Unit 207 criminally and illegally terminated 4 separate YouTube live streams. They also retroactively erased over 1 hour of footage from certain recordings. These actions constitute blatant evidence tampering, obstruction of justice, and witness intimidation. It is strongly suspected that these actions were taken to either A, create a false impression of personal service or my voluntary exit from my residence, or B, to conceal evidence of their planning and preparation for their next planned break-in and other felonies. 12:50 p.m. Knocking. Individuals associated with Unit 207 engaged in aggravated stalking, harassment, and criminal trespass. C. February 8th, 2025, 5:30 a.m. PST. Confirmation of imminent break-in. As of approximately 5:30 a.m. PST on February 8th, 2025, the male in Unit 207 confirmed plans for an imminent break-in involving numerous officers from the North Everett Precinct. This is consistent with the ongoing threats and plans that have been documented for over a year and specifically reported to the North Everett Precinct, Snohomish County prosecutors, DCYF, and others. The conspirators in Unit 207 have stated that this needs to occur prior to February 23rd because the attorneys involved, at least 2 of whom are facing federal disbarment, are aware that this conspiracy will result in additional and more serious charges being filed. D. Prior knowledge and warnings. It is crucial to emphasize that the North Everett Precinct, the Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office, DCYF, and named individuals, including Richard Garcia and Erica Owens,
have been repeatedly warned about their illegal activities and the consequences thereof. These warnings include 11 months of cease and desist letters directly sent to the involved parties and their revolving cast of third, fourth, and fifth parties, beginning in September 2023, 11 months prior to their illegal premeditated felonies since August 2024. August 7th and August 13th, 2024, signage. Dated signs photographed and included in the August 14th, 2024 tort claim were placed on my property, explicitly addressed to the North Everett Precinct. The Owens, Richard Garcia, DCYF Unit 207, prohibiting trespassing, knocking without a warrant, stalking, and other criminal activities. These signs were in addition to signs that had been in place for over a year prior, and that the FBI had me add them to the last page of the August 14th, 2024 tort claim. August 14th, 2024 tort claim. This document was made after 11 months of cease and desist letters failed to do anything, and the kidnappings, illegal detainment, etc. were planned for the weeks after. This document detailed the planned felonies, named the conspirators, and outlined the financial penalties for their actions, including their defenses, i.e. obstruction/conspiracy/ etc. Numerous police reports, repeatedly filed police reports documenting the ongoing threats and criminal activities have been consistently rejected by the North Everett Precinct, including before their actionable kidnappings reported for weeks and months prior, published about in December 2023 on my personal Twitter account, x.com/realmysticwen. Direct communication. All conspirators except Erica and John Owens were explicitly informed beginning August 6, 2024, that I was not authorized to communicate with them, read anything from them, or cooperate with them in any way. The Owens were informed shortly after their involvement in the second actionable kidnapping. Per the FBI's instructions, cease and desist letters end August 14th, tort claim filed in case number 10-500-5934. Despite these warnings, the conspirators have sent over 48 individuals to my door and engaged in constant exterior stalking just since the first week of August. They did the same thing for the 11 months prior when they were getting cease and desist letters. Involvement of Everett Public School District. The potential involvement of the Everett Public School District, an institution with which I had a long and positive relationship as a art docent, special ed para-volunteer, enhanced teaching volunteer, and donor, is noted with grave concern. This highlights the sprawling nature of the conspiracy and its willingness to corrupt and exploit various institutions. I volunteered for an average of 40 hours a week from 2012/2013 to the start of 2020 and donated tens of thousands to the school district. Podcast interference. Unit 207 and or their co-conspirators have blocked my podcast from being uploaded to Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Audible. They have also had x.com block all access via my dedicated podcast Twitter, x.com/mysticwenpod. I will create a YouTube live stream part 2 of my prior, titled Mystic Gwen versus the North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters, the Stalker, the Extortionist, et al. By 8 p.m. PST today. FBI timeline and intent. The FBI informed me in December 2024 of their plans to incarcerate officers involved in the conspiracy in March 2025. Subject to change based on the conspirators' actions. Unit 207's statements indicate they believe they have no alternative but to proceed with their planned illegal entry, arrest, committal, or kidnapping before February 23rd. As the involved attorneys are aware of the increased severity of charges they will face after that date. 4. Financial penalties updated. The following financial penalties previously invoiced and contractually agreed upon are reiterated and updated. $100,000 per day for each day of my ongoing illegal detention, now totaling over 180 days. $10 million for any attempted illegal entry into my residence, increased to $25 million if I am asleep at the time. This penalty applies to the recent breaking and entering on January 29th, 2025. $10 million for the use of my sons and/or for coercing them to commit any illegal acts, including the January 29th breaking and entering. Doubling of all penalties of fraudulent court orders are used in conjunction with any illegal act. Quadrupling of these fees for any of the above criminal acts if they are perpetrated within 7 days of a rejected police report regarding said acts. 10 million for the rejection of legitimate police reports constituting obstruction of justice. This applies to all reports rejected to date. 10 million for each instance of illegally terminating a YouTube live stream. This applies to all instances to date. 10 million for each and every instance of stalking. 10 million for each and every instance of harassment. 10 million for each and every instance of ADA violations. 10 million for each and every instance of civil rights violations. 10 million for the incident of stalking, harassment, ADA violations, criminal trespass, and witness intimidation on February 7th, 2025 at 12:50 p.m. Additional penalties for February 7th events, subject to quadrupling. The 40,000 for the knocking, or the 40 million for the knocking and 40 million for the obstruction based on the 2 rejected reports. Additional penalties for live stream termination, 4 terminations times 10 million equals 40 million. The actions documented in this addendum and those rejected in prior reports significantly increase the financial liability of the conspirators. 5. Conclusion. This addendum provides further irrefutable evidence of the aggravated and ongoing criminal conspiracy targeting me, a designated FBI informant. The individuals involved, including officers of the North Everett Precinct, members of the Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office, occupants of Unit 207, and their expanding network of co-conspirators demonstrates a complete and utter disregard for the law, for my rights, and for the well-being of my children. Their attempts to obstruct justice, tamper with evidence, and intimidate a federal witness are not only failing, but are actively strengthening the case against them. The FBI maintains that anyone and or everyone sticking to the perjurious and fraudulent proclamation that any of their actions were, quote, reactive and not the premeditated, illegal, and consistently reported felonies that they were and are, will be the recipients of the longest prison sentences. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is fully aware of these developments. This document serves as formal legal notice of these crimes and a demand for immediate action to protect my safety and ensure accountability. Sincerely, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen. Date February 8th, 2025. Time 7:12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, it is actually 8:23 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is now Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. There are updates in this video. They're addressed in the beginning of the video, and they're also listed in the description. Now I got to talk to the FBI real quick. Nerd Squad, it's reflecting as 214 videos set. Okay, it is actually 3:42 p.m. PST. Nerd Squad, there are 228 videos set for public consumption. I'm going to click on this live stream and make sure there is audio and that it's still connected. And whether that is true or not will determine whether or not I change the title of this video. True or not will determine whether or not I change the title of this video. True or not.